Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. That's a people day. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear not hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rub and cheat, and not press the poor. Make up what I seen to. Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite part: if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see they didn't can sell out Rasta and sell it out. I sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see they didn't can sell out Rasta and sell out. I sell out Babylon. Yes, don't go there, right? Give a show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black baby man, throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all a man throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Stibby-dim day, stibby-dim day, stibby-dim day. We in Global TV say certain kind of friend we no keep, and some informer friend we love like. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for. We in Global TV, check it.
Good morning and welcome to Global TV. Thank you for joining us. They say it's Good Friday. Don't know what's good about it based on the history of it. But good morning to you all and welcome to Global TV. Thank you for joining us this morning. Violence, repression, and oppression has historically been portrayed against women. But there is an escalation of violence globally amongst women, against women rather, that is not really being spoken of much in the mainstream media. And this morning we're going to look at the statistics of violence against women in Britain. And we're going to also call on the Minister of Gender to give us the latest statistics of violence against women in our country. Thank you very much, everyone. Good morning and welcome. It is historically Good Friday, the bun and cheese, bummy and fish, pudding, corn harmony, and all that jazz day. Hope you're all not spending too much and keeping Donald Trump and the rest of them pocket wealthy while your account and credit card burn. So just treat this Friday like the Friday just gone and the Friday to come. All right? Not a big difference. As well as this morning, on the Good Friday tradition, I will pay a bit of tribute to my aunt who passed last Thursday, and no doubt on a day like today she would be remembered by a lot of the family, particularly those, of all the generation in the family really, because Good Friday feast for her has been a long thing. Bear with us, please. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good morning and welcome. It is Good Friday. Thank you all for joining us this morning. Who they here? Debbie Jervis TV, good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Marcia Thomas, good morning. Thank you all for joining us this morning on that Fish Friday. Beverly, good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Mox, thank you. RJ, good morning and welcome. Who else is here? Bear with me, I'm just flicking through my comments. Sharon Bernard, good morning and welcome. Yvonne Riley, good morning. Judy Roberts, Conchigal 84, Gloria Morris, Michael Nepper, John Rack 8766, Sophia Hall, TM Rose, Jason Kane, Althea, Don Mel, Miranda Roddock, good morning. Violet Watson, Lionfoot TV, good morning and welcome. Karen Wagwan, bro. Opal, good morning. Elga Fletcher, good morning. Claudette Robinson, Pat Brown, good morning. Let me see who is on TikTok. Debbie Jervis, Merle, It's RM, Kathy Reed, Foscar, Stacy, Chemo, Blake. Is it Owen or something like that? Sorry. Hold on. One love, Mimi. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. And before I continue, I'll pay tribute to my aunt. I will not play out this full song because of copyright purposes. Foscar, thank you. Yes, you may ask why doing a tribute to my aunt this morning and my father's side of the family. This is bereavement on my father's side of the family. Even though quite a lot of them have passed now, but there was 20 or 19 siblings. So we had a lot of aunt and uncle on our father's side. But in a family, you always have some standout relatives. Of the countless of brothers and sisters, of them all, there was, for a lot of us, there were two standout, or three standout aunties and uncle. Well, Auntie Iselin was the standout auntie, and we have two other uncles that passed, Uncle Vernon and Uncle Carlton, who was two really standout uncle as well. But on a day like today, it's a day where a lot of us as nieces and nephews would remember Auntie Iselin, because her house on Good Friday was the stop off. It's where a lot of us nieces and nephews would go to watch Crucifixion Story, and we would eat the whole day through, because Auntie Iselin was food crazy like that. Kind overboard. It's the entire of my father's side of family. They're very, very, very kind. They will give you their last. That's just how they are. And with food, it's always tantamount around them, but especially Auntie Iselin. So on a Good Friday, it's where all of us would go, salt fish and fried dumpling in the morning. There's pudding there. There's bun and cheese. There's fried fish and bread. There's bami. There's everything at Auntie Iselin. So that is where all of us would converge on a Good Friday. Auntie Jean lived next door as well, because it's a lot of family house in our grandfather's yard. So we would go over Auntie Jean, like after our belly is full at Auntie Iselin, full our belly over Auntie Jean, and then come back over Auntie Iselin to eat again. That's how we remembered her on Good Fridays. So it's our first Good Friday without hers, because she passed last Thursday. And I want to say to all of my cousins, Junior, Donna, Leonie, Albert, and Maureen, her 5 children, and to all her grandchildren and great-grandchildren, my and Jinx, soft Jinx, exactly. My condolences to you all and to the entire Forbes family. This was the standout auntie that everybody has something good to say as well. She was also, of all the brothers and sisters, the most peaceful one. None of us can really say we ever hear Auntie Iselin cussing with anybody and all that, but the rest of brother and sister them we get the bad word from. Most of them, not all of them. Like my father, Auntie Jean, Uncle Bull, and such like, them like the we get the nasty bad word them from. But once again, condolences to my family and the passing of our great aunt. And we will now turn to the subject of violence against women in all walks of society. But we're looking at violence against women in Britain as per the statistics from 2009 to the recent census report that has been released on femicide in the United Kingdom. Listening to mainstream, it's in all society where violence against women does not get properly covered in the mainstream media. I'm sure us as Jamaicans, we know too well of the gender-based violence in our country, and women are being killed simply because men think they have the power and exercise that patriarchal power over women in all walks of society, whether it be in a relationship, in a family settings, in the community and societal setting. Men are expected to be the dominant force over women, the giving the order force, and all of that. Let's look at listen to this little clip of how femicide in Britain is developing steadily, but you don't hear much about it.
The Femicide census was published a few months ago. 2,000 women have been killed since 2009, and one woman is killed every 3 days, and that has not changed since 2009. When you read through the report, there are a few very disturbing. The Femicide census was published a few months ago. 2,000 women have been killed since 2009, and one woman is killed every 3 days, and that has not changed since 2009. When you read through the report, there are a few very disturbing facts that were published that are not widely known that I would like to raise awareness of in this video. I must warn you that what I'm about to say may be triggering for some people. Children witnessed 163 of the femicides.
Here, Karen said as well, Anti-Isolin was the only one of the 1920 of them to be a worshiper. The rest of them are hooligan like me. She was a Jehovah Witness for 30 odd years. But the rest of them,
And in most, the femicide census was published a few months ago. 2,000 women have been killed since 2009, and one woman is killed every 3 days, and that has not changed since 2009. When you read through the report, there are a few very disturbing facts that were published that are not widely known that I would like to raise awareness of in this video. I must warn you that what I'm about to say may be triggering for some people. Children witnessed 163 of the femicides, and in most of those cases, they were unalived by their own fathers. In 223 cases, children were injured in the attack, and in total, 100 children were killed alongside their mother. There were 96 cases where there were multiple homicides, and some of those victims were as young as 14 years old. 59% of the femicides were subject to overkill. That means that the perpetrator used excessive force over and above what was required to unalive the individual. The number of men who refused to take any responsibility for their actions is staggering. 643 men pleaded not guilty to all charges. Leicester, Merseyside, and West Midlands are the three police force areas where we had the highest rates of femicide per 100,000 of the population. 1,664 of the 1,992 perpetrators were all born in the UK. Far too long, men's violence against women has been accepted as inevitable, sometimes even unremarkable. Rarely do any of these cases make the front pages of the news, and yet they are taking place once every 3 days. Femicide is not simply homicide with female victims. Femicide recognizes what is specific and different about the killing of women, and that is a patriarchal society where sex inequality is systemic and entrenched. So don't be a bystander. If you know something is happening to somebody that you know, your neighbor or your neighbor's neighbor or your friend's neighbor or anyone within your social network, do something about it. Don't walk by and say it's none of my business. It is everybody's business. If you're one of those men thinking, I'm one of the good guys, I'm not doing any of these terrible things, it is all men until no men are killing women.
1 second. At least 2 women per week are murdered in the United Kingdom. But you really don't hear much from mainstream media because of how society regularly and tend to shut women out of society. I've always been speaking to women. I have not read the case, so I cannot speak much on it yet. But remember, and the whole transgenderism, I've always say to women that you should stand up, because it's going to be a problem for your working rights. There was actually a challenge to that in the Supreme Court of Scotland, or the one of the higher courts of Scotland, and it's a victorious ruling, because the court has ruled that because what transgenders were going after, it were jobs that were designed for women, because of how, the discrimination against women in society. And the court has ruled that those jobs for women, then they must be only be for women who were born women. So, as I was saying, a lot of the time, such as jobs in the boardroom, where there's a problem where it's difficult for women to get elevated to the boardroom. If this weren't blocked, then you could have men in wigs and skirt filling the position of women in the boardroom, and then they would have the argument to say that there are equality of the sexes in the boardroom. We must always note where this man-dominated society is going. We must never look away from anything we are going in a society. That's why the mafia say me chat, and me get involved in everything, I'm a mind type of business, But it is our duty not to play blind, deaf, and dumb to all of what plagues us in society. And we should call on the Minister of National Security and the Minister of Gender in Jamaica to give us some up-to-date figures on how violence affects women in Jamaica. Because we do know that it's getting way, way out of hand. The femicide in Jamaica over the years is like crazy. Jamaican men have a mentality, a lot of them, not all, in a relationship, them will tell themselves and the woman, if I cannot have you, nobody else can have you. And we find the rate of murder against women are getting higher and higher. But society and the media plays as if it is not happening. And I think we should pay much more attention to all of what is going on amongst us, given how violent has become a part of our society. Violence against women in Jamaica has almost become the norm. Or a lot of us grow up to see it as the norm, where men throw their weight around because they're men, and society say, you rule, you are dominant, you're stronger, you must be obeyed, and all of these bullshitism that our generation need to continue breaking down the stereotypes and the barriers. So we must call up on, because one thing we see with the Minister of Gender, Babsy Grange, as well, and a lot of time we have called on her without she even batting an eyelid when there are gender-based violence in Jamaica that has reached the public spotlight. But we know that gender-based violence in Jamaica is a disease. We see how women are being murdered in Jamaica, how women go missing in Jamaica. So we need to hold our leaders accountable and get figures from them and see how all of this is going and what they're putting in place. I know that Miss Grange said she's doing a lot of things when it comes to gender-based violence, refuge for women in domestic violence situation, and all of that. But we need some up-to-date reporting on issues of femicide in our country, which we know exists. Tantamount of it as well, So in keeping with the recent publication in the United Kingdom, we have to highlight the gender-based violence against women that goes to the ultimate part of it, which is femicide.
God Almighty! Stop cry! Giant cry too much! No make nobody make it just a cry and go away, so stop! That somebody say stop! Somebody say stop! Them tell there's a better
Out! Whoa! Yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out. From Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody. Man or woman.
No. Two women being killed a week, because one every 3 days. You can argue 2 per week at least. 2 women per week been murdered in the United Kingdom. Them suck me and make big news, Them suck me and don't make big news. You would have to go to certain websites like the Office of the National Statistics to look at these things. On like you would see young people killing each other, constantly being reported in the news, or gang-based violence constantly being reported in the news. It's not so when it comes to violence against women, and a lot of the time against children as well, this society. But we must not turn a blind eye to what is happening, or we must not get into the mood of how they want us to stay, to be in the frame of mind. If it's not on my doorstep, it really doesn't concern me. And them something them use against we, If it's not on my doorstep, it doesn't concern me. And that is the wrong way that we are going about it. All of us must be concerned, because there is or may be a point where it could get on my doorstep. Could get on my doorstep at any point. So we must always stand against violence, oppression, injustice, and all forms of the system of control mechanism that they use to keep us in our frame or in the place they want us while they commit violence against us. They squander our resources and steal from us. So we must always make sure, say, we know what the heck is going on around us. So if anyone is interested in these reports, you can just go to the Office of the National Statistic, or you can just type in femicide census, and you have all the reports from 2009 up until 2025, the one that has just been released in, what was it, February, I think that one was published February. So we must always make sure, say, these things don't slip by us because they don't affect us. Remember the spider web? If you pick out one strand, the entire spider web is affected. Is how it is with all of us. It may not affect you now, but in the long run, if we allow it to continue and not stamp it out, then it's have its way of working its way up to just about all of us. You don't want to hear the Buster Rights them? Do you want to hear the Buster Rights this morning? Are not fed up at them? Do you want to hear the reading busters? We're not have to talk. Do you want to hear the reading busters this morning? Or too much of them because we may go get done like them too? Dr. Cole say yes. Who else want to hear the reading busters? Merle say yes. Michael say yes. Judy says she fed up. Whoa. Love and says she want to hear the reading busters. No, sir. The reading busters are take the market. But we have to remind people still, say, a hit make nothing happen in your division or in your constituency, because when they send the contract or whatever, the policy paper over to your council and your MP, they don't know where they're panning.
Youth and distinguished.
Unavailable, absent. Unavailable, absent. Unavailable, absent. Hey, only know. You know, we could I get labor to create one new language in Jamaica? But then again, we'll go write it down because, but then again, we're bright enough to write down like administry. What is dignification, relisent? I mean, we could ask them to create a whole brand new language. What the reading mayor there? Lord God Almighty, mayor. Where are the mayor there? Come on, mayor. Where are you?
Here this afternoon. Custos of St. Thomas, Mrs. Marcia Bennett. Members of Parliament for Western St. Thomas, Mr. James Robertson. Members of Parliament for Eastern St. Thomas, Mrs. Michelle.
Okay. There's two constituencies in St. Thomas. There's the East and the West. Members of Parliament for East St. Thomas. There's only one, sir. One for East St. Thomas. So you pluralize it. And then you go over to West and you pluralize it again, giving the impression that St. Thomas has more than 2 MPs. You read the answer. One or two bright in a government job. One or two bright in a government job, but never mind.
Here this afternoon. Custos of St. Thomas, Mrs. Marcia Bennett. Members of Parliament for Western St. Thomas, Mr. James Robertson. Members of Parliament for Eastern St. Thomas, Mrs. Michelle Charles. My fellow councillors, ladies and gentlemen, and citizens of the wonderful parish, good afternoon. I stand before you today, humbled and honored to be your mayor. This is not just a victory for me, but for all of us who believe in community prosperity and unity. As your mayor, I pledge to serve each of you with dedication, dignity, and integrity. Together, we will work to address the challenges facing our parish to build a brighter future for our generation to come.
You notice that the dignification nearly gave him hiccup. Look again. Look again. Maybe I'm me troublemaking too much. But look. When I listen to people, if you look on body language, you know, me always a teacher, you know, look at their body language. Don't blind to what they must say. That's why I tell you, if you look at Anne when Anne say, we're not attained. Look at her body language then. When people attack, look at their body language. Don't be concerned too much about what they're saying. Don't make it a lie. Your body, though, or your facial expression regularly do not lie because it's a natural expression unless you are trained psychologically to control it and you can fake it well. Look, if the dictification not nearly give the mayor a hiccup.
Here this afternoon. Custos of St. Thomas, Mrs. Marcia Bennett. Members of Parliament for Western St. Thomas, Mr. James Robertson. Members of Parliament for Eastern St. Thomas, Mrs. Michelle Charles. My fellow councillors, ladies and gentlemen, and citizens of the wonderful parish, good afternoon. I stand before you today, humbled and honored to be your mayor. This is not just a victory for me, but for all of us who believe in community prosperity and unity. As your mayor, I pledge to serve each of you with dedication, dignity, and integrity. Together, we will work to address the challenges facing our parish to build a brighter future for our generation to come.
When you say dignification nearly tap down and throat though. When you say the dignification nearly tap down a mayor chin throat. Nobody always write anything that give them. I know say Baba black sheep and then something there. You can easily write Baba black sheep give them. So I don't see the reason for all of this stress.
Education, youth and distinguished guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I, Steve Graham, council nominee on the Old Harbour Primary Board of Management, I represent Mr. Ramon Fisher, who is unavailable, absent.
Right. With Mr. Graham, look at his finger when he speaks about the unavailable. Lord God, me grow up poor, but a one dunce my mother have. And because him dunce make it dunce. My mother have 9 away, but a one dunce. And a twin dunce, making dunce. We grow up poor, but we mother always make sure we get education. Hmm? So we now come out ball pint dunce like all and Vaz and Steve Graham and Mayor Thomas and Bala La Bella. We don't come out like but look at Mr. Graham finger. Hmm? When he talk about the unavailable absent, how even the finger was struggling with the unavailable absent. Look good. Otana I met on to watch people body language. When them attack, watch them body language. No, sir.
Education, youth, and distinguished guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I, Steve Graham, Council nominee on the Old Harbour Primary Board of Management, I represent Mr. Ramon Fisher, who is unavailable, absent. I appeal for this opportunity to greet you today at the 2023 graduation.
Hold on there. You want to tell me that they comment. Out of the whole of them, who was Sarah? Steve Graham, Mayor Mats, Anvaz, Laba Labella. Who was out of all of them? Because somebody have to was Sarah in all of this.
Education, youth, and
look on his
guests,
finger. Oh.
graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I, Steve Graham, Council nominee on the Old Harbour Primary Board of Management, I represent Mr. Ramon Fisher, who is unavailable, absent. I appeal for this.
Sorry to keep butting in, but I wonder if the man named Ramon Fisher fit true. I wonder if a Ramon Fisher the man named fit true. We never asked that question before, you know. If the man really named Ramon Fisher, because you see him have a pause before he could have even said the Ramon Fisher. Nobody know if nobody named son name Ramon Fisher fit true. Because he now read what did I, you know?
Education.
What you said, Stacey, this year when you're done, sir.
Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I, Steve Graham, Council nominee on the Old Harbour Primary Board of Management, I represent Mr. Ramon Fisher, who is unavailable, absent. I appeal for this opportunity to greet you today at the 2023 graduation at this School of Excellence.
This one is a dead
heat. Milestone of all levels. For the reason I feel truly honored to be here at all wonderful occasion, annual graduation ceremony.
So hurry up, we have the whole day.
School Institute of Excellence. It is great joy. I am here today to assure you all graduates
something missing this stuff.
I know you face a rough task throughout your preparation, your primary school year, especially during the pandemic, and with all the preparation for PEP. But I have no doubt the series of scare events you endure during the period has only made you stronger and more resilient for the road ahead.
Hey, when labor writer read, you have to draw a sheet, you know. Cause whole day thing this year. When labor writer read, you have to draw a sheet. If you not come with sheet, you're going to book pan somebody's show. Hurry up, sir. Hurry up. We have more people to come. Hurry up.
Ed.
I want to say,
Start with a quote.
open with a quote.
Yes.
The heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but by day, while their companions were sleeping, toiled upwards in the night. And that is exactly
The third term, under the Michael, under the Andrew Allness led administration. All right.
Okay, with Bella, look at Bella big finger, the phone, the hand, the left hand that Bella hold the phone in her. Look how Bella big finger become as confused as Bella. Me tell them for what's people body language. Look at Bella big finger on her left hand. And for you on TikTok, that video is up there already. You can watch all of those clips when you're done. But look on Bella big finger and see, just like a hole for Steve Graham's finger, pointer finger on his left hand, did confusing when he talk about the unavailable absent. Where you say Bella was being set up. Look how Bella big finger pan the phone become confused just like Bella. Look good. Jesus Christ, pan Jamaica. Make we open with a quote.
I want to say, open with a quote.
Oh, God. I want to say, open with a quote. This is an MP, you know, quoting something. She then went on to paraphrase what she said she was quoting. I'm sorry for Jamaica. I'm just sorry for Jamaica. There's no other way except to be sorry for the position of Jamaica, you know.
I want to say, open with a quote. The heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but by day, while their companions were sleeping, toiled upwards in the night. And that is exactly
The third term, under the Michael, under the Andrew Allness led administration.
Look on your finger, how the finger
my
confused.
workers, me couldn't go and a big enough. The third term, under the Michael, under the Andrew Allness led administration.
Answer the because I understand why you don't like a moderator, because you got something
Jeremiah.
against mother.
We can't take Shia. Not right now. We don't have time for Shia right now. So on a notice, say, you not only can pick up confusion in a person's voice while they're speaking, there is a part of the body. She has scrolled with a finger, decimate, because I read, she come there for read, and he written on the phone. She come there with it on the phone for read, you know. Remember, say, you know, and turn around and take up the piece of paper where she read Heights by Great Men from. And she's doing the reading uptick where you look on your paper, you glance at the audience. She did do that. Poor we. This is what tribal politics has done to us. This is what green blood labor rights and orange blood PNP has done to us as a country, because none of us have Jamaican blood in us. The blood what we have is either PNP blood or Labour blood. None of us bleed Jamaican. All when we see the country a mash up, we're willing to hold on to what's destroying our country, the two political party that was given to us by the slave master. And Jamaicans still won't wake up to hold them to account, whichever one in power, that, look here, we must get something out of the pie now. We see everyone who come and enrich on ourselves, and we still there, hungry and broke like a dog. We still there, hungry and broke like a dog, and everybody come enrich themselves. You know why? Because we are fight over the cares, benefit, and spoils. We fight over the fish tail and the chicken bone and the breadcrumbs, even though Buster couldn't spell it. How could we come from a situation where Buster couldn't spell bread, and Vaz can't read, Mayor Mats can't count, Mayor Chin can't read, Councillor Graham can't read, George Wright barely can talk out of the mouth where God gives. Me not talk about it on paper with George Wright. Just ask George Wright to speak out of the mouth where God gives. You would be shocked. If you heard George Wright open the mouth where God gives, me not talk about the mouth where God gives on paper when you get on paper at school, you know. Me not talk about the God mouth. If you hear George Wright open that mouth, you wonder, Uno stop selling a vote, Jamaicans. Labour Right and PNP. Uno stop selling a vote. Stop make politicians manipulate, you know. For vote for them, for enrich themselves and not do nothing for you. No politician no deserve more than one term if them never do what them promise you say them are going to do. No politician no deserve more than one term if they have not delivered or at least actively working on what they have promised. Nobody no forget more one term. And that's we hold them to. You see, anytime them know say you come in for one term and you're fucked up, you now get back a second term, you will see politicians start working. They don't have to work when you have die-hard supporters. They don't have to work when you have Labour stronghold or PNP stronghold. They don't have to work when you have PNP garrison and Labour garrisons. They don't have to work when die-hard political supporters are willing to sell their vote, even when they know for 40 years Everard Warmington did it and he has done fuck all. Or you're willing for them point gun at you or use them bad men to control you. We have to snap out of the fear, Jamaica. We have to take back with community and we have to take back with political system in our country, because the few people we hand over like a Andrew Holness to we with 40 odd seat. I buy Andrew by them. In part of it in Chikwi and the other part of it in by them. Because people were desperate during COVID. And Andrew lock we down, imprison we, let we out, and increase the virus, buy a lot of the PNP seat them by going around and handing out money to desperate people and take the whole legislative brouhaha of the country. And we do them something here to ourselves, Jamaicans, because we sell cheap. That's why Andrew say, all right, look how me go fuck them up with solidarity money. Look how me I go pay them for 4 elections and make them vote for me and think of something me I do for them. When all it is, he's paid them for 4 election cycle, $5,000 per election cycle, $20,000. It still work out to $1,000 a year with the $5,000 for the 1 election cycle would that work out to. A government that has promised you prosperity thinks 20,000 Jamaican dollars as a one-off is an enjoyment in that prosperity that you were left out of. But then again, Baba Black Sheep says 72,000 Jamaican dollars is quite a tidy sum of money.
Stop cry! Shy you cry too much! No make nobody make you just a cry and go away, so stop! Tell somebody I say stop! Somebody say stop! Them tell there's a better...
You have to have nightmare, Prime Minister. You have to have nightmare. No, me not talk, so you have nightmare because you're thief, you know. And you have a it's not that you have a conscience why me say you have nightmare. It's not because you have humanity, Prime Minister, why me say you have nightmare. No, I know that make me say so no. Walk with the wrong impression this morning. Say me over your talk, say you have conscience. I know that make me say you have nightmare. The nightmare when me say you have, sir, I hope power slip out of your hand and there is nothing you can do for hold on panic. And that you have a nightmare over. Not because you have conscience, Prime Minister. So don't bother go walk with this morning and mix me up. Say, at least Global TV come to the conclusion that me have conscience. No. No. I know that me I talk about. The nightmare you are having is the power you are losing. And there's not one darn thing the Prime Minister is able to do about it. One small tin of cheese. Una lucky una nyame for $3,800. Una lucky una nyame. Mr. Bitan teach the ordinary size what we used to buy. I'm not able to talk about the big one what our parents used to buy in a Easter time. Me I talk about the flatter tin. We used to pay few years ago, Bitan teach it used to be $10.99 in a London, yeah. A $49.99. Cheese no do nothing for me. Just like how Aki no do nothing for me. So I have to waste my money on things when I do nothing for me. I am Aki unless me get it off a tree. And I am cheese. Not all. Because there's nothing in it further anything out of cow mixed with a whole heap of salt and bacteria. So there's nothing in a hit was beneficial for me. So I don't waste my money. I not buy bun neither. I not buy cheese. I love my fish and my bami. And my ham and corn. I will do them something there. But I not buy bun. I not buy cheese. Not buy it. Because there's nothing in it. It's just them walk and tell we say we fi use it to celebrate and to make the big multinational them like National and all of them places we make bun. The all of them sit down and knock them pocket after Easter and say, oh, this is the profit we have made for Easter and blah, blah, blah. Profit was up and profit was down. And we, what happened to we? We left broke. Left broke. Can't find money for some meal because we pen out a bit. The last thing we want to do is spend because of a special day that the system has told me to spend on, like Easter, Christmas, and all of them special day would then tell you, say, there is that special particular thing you must buy because it's this season, I buy it. Not buy it. Wow, $1,800 pound for fish. No, sir. Well, we always have to buy the fish because the fish and the vegetable me eat. Once in a while, me will make yam chicken, wing or chicken, foot or neck. Because I can't yam meat a part of chicken. I think yam bone part. But generally, me only eat fish, vegetable, and sometimes I do me vegan dishes and them something there. Leave the cows and make them live, right? But you get it cheap. When me get cheap, beat and teach. Where you say me get cheap? Fish. If me go Billings, which I generally go to Billingsgate, the fish market over Canary Wharf. I tend to go there. It's cheaper. It is much cheaper, and you get fresher fish there. So I tend to buy me tap nyam cheese long time you because doctor tell me some borderline cholesterol. So me tap nyam cheese long time. I'm not a person that do sweet stuff either. Me used to have the bun and cheese. Then I know, but I know something where more go out of my way to deal with 2 bun and a cheese for 7,000. Uno lucky una do it. Uno lucky. Me buy me bami, even bami raise. The bami which was for one. The bami with a pack of 2, which was for $1.99. That's £3 something now. I think about £3.50. About £3.50 for 2 bami. But fish, when it comes to Easter and Christmas, them do it everywhere. They extort you with fish price. Noah, as somebody who it's Catherine. Catherine has said that on YouTube, beat and teach 2 bun and a cheese for 7,000. So, people, what the Prime Minister gain 20,000 to, can buy bun and cheese, you know. Because if you buy bun and cheese out of the little money, the shopping bag, I go be one little candle bag. So I don't know how the Prime Minister. I used to go to Billingsgate Market when I live in. Yes, I've been at Billingsgate, still around love, but it's in the news that it's going to be closed in 2028 because one company wants to take on the refurbish or the restructuring of it. They must have back out or never go ahead or some. So there's a proposal for it to close in 2028. East Street Market is just like about 10 minutes walk from me. Petticoat Lane, I have not been to probably in about 20 years, Abena. I have not been to, no, not Petticoat. No, I've been to Petticoat more recent than that. A Bethnal Green Market, I haven't. A Roman Road Market, I haven't been to in about 20 years. But Petticoat Lane, no, me got Petticoat Lane probably about 15 years ago, the last time I got Petticoat Lane, possibly. Me sure since we live at the house, I got Petticoat Lane. So about 15 years ago. Oh yes, Kaya Maria, me live in the neck of the woods, yeah. But Deptford Market, I used to go there. I still pass through there still, but not really to do much. But when we used to eat chicken, there used to be a guy in Deptford Market that does corn-fed chicken. So, and his chicken texture was very much different and everything. You know, them chicken where you buy in the shop. Oh, you was at King's College. Okay, King's College, I just look a walk for me up here. So I walk if me I go to King's College. Where you say still running Abena? Oh yes, Deptford Market is still running. No man, Deptford Market still around. If you want to buy African material in South London, I think Deptford may be one of the best place to go, or sometime even Petticoat Lane. Peckham Rye. It is the Peckham Rye. It's that high street is still there, but compared to what it was, Peckham Rye has run down. And anywhere you're there and you see a lot of coffee shops and cafes start emerging, you know there's a regentification exercise. So Rye Lane is not like it used to be anymore, but Rye Lane still exists. I know like the weather now, their chicken stall is out. You can buy jerk chicken. And I noticed that Brixton Market. Oh, Brixton Market changed up a lot. An awful lot of change up. But there's one particular guy in Brixton. Is it Mohammed? But I can't remember which one of the East African country he's from, but he sell bare Jamaican product. He's in the arcade. He's who I buy from when I go to Brixton. Because his price is good. I may buy East Indian mango from if me buy jelly coconut, merengue and all of them something, the Irish machines, all of them something. They sell a lot of Jamaica stuff. He's like right in the Brixton arcade, he's right in that little square away what I call the 4 road. In the right, that's why his prices are good. Always have good stuff. That him me get some of the best East Indian from when we buy East Indian summertime. All of these markets, they still exist, but in a more rundown form. My cousin has a cook shop at Peckham Library. Is it the guy with the cook van who does the jerk chicken? Electric Street. I know who Electric. I know who they are. They're right under the arch, isn't it? They're right under the arch in front of the library. Yeah, I know who they are. I know who they are. They still exist, but in a more rundown form compared to what they used to be. Shopping at times, Peckham Rye was good. One time was where my mom used to work at the skirt factory. Yeah, Peckham Rye, all of these black areas are very rundown, and you can see the gentrification as well. Anyway, you see one new block come up, and the cafes and coffee shops starts to emerge, you know black people are get pushed out of the area. So how I can't get East Indian here in New York? Really? No, sir. We can get East Indian. We get East Indian, yes, so in some cases, number 11. Green, we call them green skin a country. Most people in Jamaica call them blackie. Yeah. But East Indian, we can get. We can get East Indian, yes, so in some cases, number 11. Green, we call them green skin a country. Most people in Jamaica call them blackie. Yeah. But East Indian, we can get. We can get East Indian, yes, so in some cases, number 11. Green, we call them green skin a country. Most people in Jamaica call them blackie. Yeah. We get them type of mango there here. Julie, East Indian, mostly if me got Lusham, me will get like Johnny or Greenskin and Number. Me get them there Lusham already. But Brixton, you're definitely going to get Blackie. You're going to get East Indian. You're going to get Julian. Mohammed East Indian, them always good. East Indian. The person that were him get East Indian from. You can tell when East Indian is carbine ripe as opposed to when it comes to a level of perfection on the tree before them put it into the carbine to force ripe it. I noticed that all black areas are run down, but there is no representative and people don't want to step up. Especially since South London and North London, the black areas are very run down, very I don't know what to call it. A part of it is to do with our division as a community, where we don't pull our resources together and control an area like the Indians and the Chinese would do. They all pool up and own business as a family or as a community. And this is how you see the Indians, the Arabs, and the Eastern European, because these are the people who takes over the local economy of Britain at the moment. The Indians, the East Europeans, and the Chinese. They all, well, the Chinese is more a state-funded thing, but when it comes to the Eastern European community and the Indian community or the South Asian community, with the exception of the Chinese, it's more of a community thing and a pooling of their money that they use to control the local economy, because wherever a shop is going for rent or lease, they always are in the position to financially put themselves forward as well. Because of their money pooling as well, they don't have to struggle with getting loans from banks as we in the black community would have to do if we're trying to get one of those building or start a small business in the community. And so there's also a politics to that as well, where local government deliberately do a lot of stuff, as well as the financial system do a lot of stuff to keep black people out of the system as well. That's not to say that if we were united as a community, they could have stopped us. If we were united as the other communities we have seen come behind us since World War II and has make it way past us economically, it's because of a lot of it is to do with the division. Because the truth is, a lot of those people has gone through some similar type of oppression as us as well. Maybe not in the deep end as to how we are treated as black people in the West, but division is a major part of the problem we experience when it comes to economic advantage or economic freedom. Part of our docile politics as well. We didn't keep us in the me, my party, me. So, are we keep ourselves back in our black people? If white people could have destroyed we, the rest of the world would not read about we. We are the most resilient of the species God has created. But we have become the most divided. And don't get me wrong, when we speak about division, we must not speak as if it's only Black people that are divided. In the whole Asian sector things, you can see the division between the different countries. Afghanistan and Pakistan have them issue. India and Pakistan have them issue. India and China have them issue. Bangladesh and this have them issue. They are divided. When it comes to Europe, the division is wide scale in Europe. Nobody like the British. The French and the British no like one another. The Spanish and the British no like one another. The Italian no like. Nobody like the British in Europe. But you see, when it comes to unite around what is beneficial for the interest of those group of Europeans, despite the divided fractions of them, they unite around what is called common cause. It is what these people always have them road rage out a door. It is one of the major part of the problem with us as African and Caribbean people. We do not trust each other enough in order to unite around something that is beneficial to the group. And until we start doing that, we're still going to be in the splintered walk of life where one or two of us breaks through the glass ceiling, but we don't really pull nobody up there with we. And sometimes, even when we get there, we start to stamp on one another's shoulder and say, the backside there go, you know, see me up here already. Stay down there. If needs be, I will throw something down there for you. Division is our biggest problem. And until we sort that out, we're in a big old problem. Anyway, my people, thank you for being here this morning on the At a Glance program and what they call a Good Friday. I got castor oil me here and go walk up and down here now. Come here, if you go soon do me here, me have funeral for attend in Birmingham as well. So if you go soon start out my bagger. But anyway, my peeps, enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, tonight is our geopolitical slot. And let me tell you something. Notice that on Friday night, when you don't interested in the Friday night program and you don't interested in the geopolitics. But if you notice the war, the geopolitical economic warfare are going, and how Trump start the war, and how China beat Trump, and you don't want to educate yourself and you just want to walk and buck up in this thing them every day. My worst fear is to buck up in something where me not have a slight understanding of how me I go work around it. That's why we all sit down and think the weirdest scenario. So when me get in there, me understand how me I go deal with it. Sometimes if you travel where my mind goes, you would have afraid because dog no back of them place there. Anyway, my people, thank you very much for being here this morning. Lovely to have your support. Enjoy the rest of your Good Friday. Eat and eat healthy and don't overdo it, nor do not overspend. And certainly do not overdrink either. Thank you. Good morning and good afternoon from Global TV.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation. Because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. God, Rastafari. people there. Make him a throw and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rub and cheat, and not first and four. Make God what I seen to. Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a block! Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead and can sell out Rasta, I sell out, I sell out Babylon. Just stop on the price. You might go and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, man, throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let them see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and Joe and Stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what's a black big him and Joe and Stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man Joe and Stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Thanks to everyone. Thank you. And thanks for the condolences. Join us back tonight. Thank you. Goodbye from the Global Television Group.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.